Melissa from Nature's Garden. Today we are going to be making a candle using our lemon curd fragrance oil. Let's whip it up! Okay, so today we are going to be making a candle using the lemon curd fragrance oil. This candle was inspired by a recipe that I saw on Pinterest for a lemon curd parfait dessert. What we're going to do, we are going to start with a layer of the Pillar of Bliss granulated wax to create a crust. Then we'll go in with a yellow layer, and then we'll go in with some whipped joy wax. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I have 65 grams of the Pillar of Bliss candle wax. What we are going to do is we are going to add our color and add our fragrance and then just mix it all together. So, first of all, I have the fragrance oil. We have 6 grams of the lemon curd fragrance oil. In addition, we are going to be using our nature-friendly liquid candle dyes. The really great thing about these liquid candle dyes is they're much easier to clean up, in my opinion. They also have low odor, so the smell is really, really low odor. We are using the Ivory. And then we're just going to seal the bag completely and just mix it around. All right, so now that everything is evenly dispersed, we're going to go ahead and add it to our jar, and we'll just use a spoon to do that. And I like to scoop my wax into the center and then use the spoon to kind of work it out to the edges. All right, so the next thing that we are going to do, we are going to be adding some little lemon slice embeds. This is a mold from flexiblemolds.com that we use quite often, and it's a really great mold for lemons, limes, and oranges. In this case, we're going to be making lemon slices. So we are going to go ahead and use our yellow candle dye, our yellow nature-friendly candle dye, and we are going to add the Pillar of Bliss to our double boiler, and we're going to go ahead and get it melted. Okay, so now that our wax is in a fluid state, we're going to go ahead and add the liquid candle dye in yellow, and we're just looking for a nice lemon color. Now we're just going to go ahead and let the temperature drop a bit, and we will add our fragrance oil. All right, and now we are ready to add the fragrance oil. Now we'll just go ahead and stir. we'll just pour this right into our lemon slices mold. And now we'll just let these go ahead and set up, and then we'll remove them from the mold. However, while we are waiting, we can go ahead and prepare our next layer. So let me just get a few things cleaned up and we'll come back and do the next layer. All right, so now we are ready to prepare our second layer. This is going to be a yellow layer. We'll do just a simple layer of yellow candle wax. So we will go ahead and put this on our pot to melt in our double boiler. All right, so we have melted our joy wax. Now we are going to go ahead and add some yellow liquid candle dye. Again, these are the nature friendly liquid candle dyes. Okay, now we will just go ahead and let the temperature drop, and then we will add our lemon curd fragrance oil. All right, so now that we have added our fragrance oil, we're going to go ahead and let the temperature drop just a bit, and then we'll get it poured. All right, and now we are ready to pour. Now, when we are pouring this layer, we do want to pour very slowly, and we want to pour in the center so that we don't make any splashes around the jar. All right, and now we're just going to let this layer set up, and then we'll come back and we'll do the whipped portion. All right, so now that our yellow layer has set up, it is time to start with our whipped layer. We're using the joy wax for this. We are going to go ahead and use our double boiler to melt our joy wax. Okay, and while our joy wax is melting, we are going to go ahead and remove our lemon slices from our mold. Okay, so now that we have our slices ready, what we're going to do is we're going to place them around the perimeter of our jar, and we'll kind of place them at a little bit of an angle. We'll kind of do it to where they are sort of like that, so they're a little slanted, and they'll go all the way around, and then we'll save one for the top of our candle. We're going to go ahead and do that as we're putting our whipped in. So now we'll just wait for our whipped soap or our joy wax to melt. All right, so now our joy wax is melted. So let me just make a little bit of room here. We are going to go ahead and add our fragrance oil. And we will get that stirred in. Okay, and since we are going to be whipping this, I'm gonna go ahead and pour it into our bowl here. By pouring it into our bowl, it's going to allow it to cool a little faster. As it cools just a little bit, we'll go ahead and begin mixing it. So we'll just let it cool for just a little bit. All right, now we're just going to start whipping our wax. All right, so now we're gonna come back to our jar here. I'm gonna go ahead and as I am putting the whipped wax in, what I'll do is do a layer of the white and then I'll place these in so they'll stay in place, and we'll kind of do them at an angle like we talked about before. And one thing you do want to remember as you're adding the wax in, you want to make sure that you keep your wick nice and centered. All right, as you can see, we've placed all of our little lemon slices, and now we'll just fill the rest of the jar. All right, now the finishing touch, the slice of lemon. And now we'll just go ahead and get our jar cleaned up a little bit and let it cure for a few days, and it will be ready to use. So for even more fragrance fun ideas, make sure that you check out our website at www.naturesgardencandles.com. Make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and you like the video. And until next time, we will see you later. Bye, guys.